Hello and welcome to the latest webinar from Essent. Today we're going to show you how EssentOne simplifies the complexities of the promotional products industry with surveys that result in complete, accurate, hassle-free orders. My name is Doug Brill. I'm the Essent Marketing Coordinator and I specialize in the promotional products industry. I'm also your moderator today. Before we begin, a very brief overview of Essent. Essent is the leader in providing comprehensive business management solutions since 1981. Essent has been serving distributors, decorators, and suppliers in the promotional products industry since the year 2000, and more than $3 billion in commerce flows through Essent Solutions each year. So what is EssentOne? EssentOne is a cloud-based business platform. It manages critical parts of your business, including customer relationship management, order management, and product research, and it's powered by the same Essent commerce engines that have driven business success for decades, so you know it's built on a rock-solid foundation. The part of EssentOne we're going to show you today is the Product Configuration Survey. Powered by the Essent Product Configuration Engine, the surveys make order entry and order processing as simple as answering a series of questions and prompts. You define what the surveys ask. You can have different surveys for different products or product types. And the surveys are triggered when you add the product to an order. That way, you know you're capturing all the information you need to write the order right. It's important to have well-formed orders because flawed orders are costly. Flawed product information, like getting the imprint location wrong, means someone has to go back and fix it. Leaving out a line item like tape creation also means someone has to go back and fix it. And a mistake can stick to an order. Bad information can move down the line into fulfillment, shipping, invoicing, accounting, and so on. So errors get introduced to new people and new departments. They could even be introduced to new people in other companies. All those mistakes take time to spot, discuss, correct, and otherwise manage. And they can involve distributors, decorators, suppliers, and end users, all of which is costly. Essent estimates that flawed orders cost the industry more than $1 billion annually in the time it takes to fix them. Complicating matters is that every order is unique. A big box retailer can sell the same widget a million times, but the promotional products industry doesn't have that luxury. Every order is customized. Every product also has its own rules. How and where you can imprint a mug versus a writing instrument versus apparel are clearly different. So not only is every order custom, every order has a different set of rules. It's a whole lot of variables that can and do go wrong, and it's a whole lot of variables that could take time and money to fix. Based on the industry's $20 billion annual revenue and an average order of about $1,500, there are more than 13 million orders per year in our industry. All of them are customized and all have their own rules. It's a lot to remember. New reps usually need training to know what product information to capture, and with so many customizations and rules, even veteran reps can miss a product detail or line item. With so many products, customizations, rules, and variables, it takes a tall stack of knowledge for reps to get all those orders right the first time. Essent integrates with the leading product research databases in the industry, ASI, Sage, Distributor Central, and combined they list easily more than 1 million products available in the industry. That's 1 million items, each with their own customizations and rules. The industry simply lends itself to a lot of complexity. EssentOne simplifies complex with product configuration surveys. The surveys prevent errors and omissions by distilling product information into a series of simple questions and prompts. The system knows what's required and what's allowed for each product, and it will even alert you if information is missing or wrong. Since EssentOne knows the variables, it guides reps through the entire product configuration process. It can even guide end users and customers through the product configuration process. The result is a well-formed order that's right the first time and stays right through the order lifecycle, saving time and money for everyone. And with that, here to take you into greater detail is your presenter, Will Austin. Will is a business analyst for Essent, and he's also a specialist in the promotional products industry. He'll take you inside EssentOne so you can see just how simple it is to create a well-formed order.
Thank you, Doug. So we're going to take a closer look at the product configuration surveys in EssentOne. So you just have to bear with me a moment while I switch my screen and we can take a look at EssentOne. All right, so here's EssentOne. Here's the dashboard. I'll show you things like profit and loss and order status, activities, all that good information. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an order. So I'm just going to go right into my sales order manager, my order manager, create a new order, select my customer. So we have good customer, select my contact, order class. So then once I'm in the order detail, you define all the order detail like shipping detail, sold to, shipped to address, all that good stuff. And most importantly, we're going to add items to that order as well. So when we add those items to this order, those items are going to trigger surveys, those product configuration surveys. So product configuration surveys, it's a powerful tool in the system. It allows you to capture customization information such as configuration options or variable information about products. I mean, products can be configured differently. There may be different variables associated with those things. So when you add those items to the order, as I mentioned a second ago, you can trigger those surveys to define what those configurations are. And again, it ensures that you're creating well-formed orders. So I'm going to add an item to my order. So when you're adding items to orders in EssentOne, you have the ability to add predefined products from a list of products that you have in the system from your catalog, your predefined catalog. And those predefined products, those might be things that you have in stock. It could be consigned inventory. It might even be items that you've predefined because it's something that you're adding to orders very frequently. So you're defining all that detail ahead of time. So when you predefine products, you have the ability to assign the surveys, the product configuration surveys, directly to the product. So when I go into polo shirts and I add a basic polo shirt to the order, by way of that, it's going to trigger the product configuration survey. So I'm going to select the size, select the color, maybe we do bright lime in this case, enter quantity. When I'm entering quantity, I do have price levels or quantity breaks set up for this particular item, so you'll see that I'm getting the right price there. Add it to the order. And then when I expand the item and look at the product detail, I then have the ability to go through that product configuration survey, which in this case is just called apparel configurator. So when I click update, you'll then see the questions that make up the product configuration survey. So what's great about surveys is that you can even have dependent questions. So depending on how I answer certain questions, I could display questions, not displayed questions. So like for example, I'm asking whether or not I would like to decorate that item. If I say no, you'll see, well, you can see now that those questions are no longer displayed. So if I change that back to yes, I have that nice list of questions there. So questions can also, or surveys can also trigger actions depending on how I'm answering the questions within the survey. So, you know, for example, if I select decoration method, for example, I could have that trigger, like add additional line items, for example. So I'm just going to select the decoration method in this case, enter in the stitch count, whether or not this item is going to be personalized. If I say yes, you'll see that it even shows an additional question there. So I'll just add in some in-print information. I can select the decoration location in this case, and I can even upload a logo. So again, the surveys are user definable, so you can dictate what those surveys look like. So then when I complete the survey, not only am I defining the configuration of the product, but you can see that I'm also adding additional line items to the order to include tape creation and a 5,000 stitch embroidery line item. So you can add that element of automation through the product configuration. So I'm going to add another item to my order. I'm going to add a custom product. But as Doug mentioned earlier, the system does integrate with ASI, Distributor Central, and Sage, so you can also add items from those product research tools to an order. But I'm just going to add an item on the fly or a custom product. And just by way of adding a custom product, based on how I categorize and subcategorize the item, that can also trigger surveys. So you don't have to necessarily assign it at the product level. It could just be based off of item type. So if I add a tote bag, for example, to the order, so let me just type in the SKU and the name, the quantity, cost, price, and then I'm going to categorize and subcategorize that item. So I'm going to select bags and tote bags for the subcategory, enter in my description, and I'm going to define here the supplier. So we got Acme Widgets in this case, and then I'm going to enter in my supplier product ID. So then when I add this item to the order and I expand again the product detail, you'll notice I have this product configuration survey called Bag Configurator. So same thing here. I can expand that. I can look at the questions. Again, the surveys are user definable, so you may have a different set of questions based on the item type or the item or the survey for the matter. I mean, you can see we're answering a different survey. So again, you can have dependencies in there. You can have actions that get triggered. So I'm going to select the decoration method in this case. Maybe the bags in this case are going to be silk screened. I can put in how many colors are in the logo. I can upload a logo. And in this case, I even have a question that's asking whether or not the item is going to be decorated on both sides. So whether or not the bag in this case is going to be decorated on both sides. So then when I complete the survey, again, not only am I defining the configuration, how it's going to be decorated, but you'll also notice that I added some additional line items to the order as well, to include silk screening, an extra color charge, that's based on the number of colors I defined, as well as an extra logo charge. That's because I said that I'm going to decorate that bag on both sides. So in both cases, I triggered the surveys just by way of adding items. I was able to see some dependencies there with those questions, where questions can be displayed or not displayed depending on how you answer them, as well as use survey actions to add additional line items. So surveys are very powerful. They're user definable. So surveys can be as simple as you want them to be. You could have a survey with one question. You could have a survey with 10 questions. And what's great about that is, great about the fact that they are user definable, is that your surveys that you're creating can also evolve with your business rules and your business processes. So as those things change and evolve, you could have that 1 or 2 question survey evolve into something that's a lot more complex, to again ensure that you're not only getting the proper product configuration, but you can send that product configuration either to the customer for verification. You can also communicate that configuration to your suppliers that you're working with, or say doing the decorating. And again, you're ensuring that you're creating well-formed orders. Now, when you have surveys that get triggered by way of adding items to an order, surveys have to be completed prior to submitting a sales order. You will not be able to submit a sales order in the system without completing those surveys. So that really just further enforces the fact that you're creating well-formed orders, you're capturing those configurations before you're submitting the order, and that order can't flow any farther in the critical path until those configurations are completely defined. So you just have to bear with me a second. Again, I'm going to switch my screen back to the presentation. All right, so as we've seen, the product configuration engine is presented in an easy-to-use survey where just answering a series of questions and prompts configures a product. And even though the industry has so many complex variables, reps stay on top of it because, well, the knowledge is in the system. And it's the knowledge that you're putting in the system that you're pre-configuring. And since EssentOne knows the rules for each product, all of the variables are accounted for. And the result is well-formed orders. And that's a powerful tool. And those well-formed orders, they're going to be the baseline for efficiency throughout the rest of your order life cycle, the rest of the order process. And since the information is correct and adheres to all your rules, the information can now be automated and integrated. And with a few clicks, that well-formed order can automatically flow from quote to sales order to invoicing to shipping all the way out to accounting. And no rekeying, no rework, no hassle. And getting the order right the first time sets you up for efficiency. And now another powerful feature of surveys is that now the end customer can configure products on a website. EssentOne integrates with the Essent Site Builder e-commerce platform, so now that survey can go out on your website. And again, since surveys are defined by you, the end customer can only enter valid information based on that configuration you've defined. So then that end customer walks through the same simple survey, and when they submit the shopping cart, that order automatically flows into your back office with those product configurations. And it doesn't stop there. EssentOne also integrates with the Essent Order Tracks network, which connects you to your trading partner. And now, when that end customer submits that order on your website, the order not only flows through the back office, it also goes right to your trading partner, and it's ready for the production floor literally in a moment of minutes. So in summary, an end customer can use a product configuration survey on your site builder website. Then the order is automatically passed to EssentOne and transmitted through the Order Tracks network to your trading partner. From end customer to production floor in a matter of minutes, it's truly an end-to-end solution. And the EssentOne product configuration surveys are what make it possible for creating well-formed orders. So now I'm going to turn it back over to Doug, and he's going to tell you how you can learn more.
Thank you very much, Will. The best way to learn more about EssentOne is to get your own one-on-one demonstration. Just visit essent.com/EssentOne-demo to schedule a session, and it's a free session. You'll be able to view other parts of the system, review the specific features that interest you the most, and ask as many questions as you like specific to you and your company. Again, that's essent.com/EssentOne-demo for your free one-on-one. Thanks again for attending today's webinar. EssentOne, the new way for you to take care of business.